Hi, welcome to VariYoga with Andrea and her sidekick, Bryan. If you could see what was happening just before this came on.
Oh my goodness, we have a good time.
We have a great time, and I hope you do too. I hope that you look forward to let's tune on the yoga show
and see what
you never know. So, welcome. We're glad you've tuned in, and we hope you take time for yourself in this sequences tonight, whenever you're watching at 6:30 in the morning. I want to thank all of you, both Bryan and I do, just really appreciate the feedback you give us, the emails you send us, and I actually, when you send me an email and how much you love the show, it goes right up back to Jones Television, because everybody here needs to hear how great they are and how wonderful this place is.
What a great job they're doing, and that you enjoy it. So
this station is amazing for Northwest Arkansas.
Absolutely
we are so
the best,
blessed,
yeah.
so blessed. And you are too, so join us. I'm so glad you do. So we're going to start out in a very simple Sukhasana, VariYoga Sukhasana sequence, and we're sitting on blankets. If that's not high enough for you and you need to get up a little, lift your hips a little higher, grab a pillow. We've got some pillows behind us, but hopefully you have some pillows. You can fold your blanket if you double it up, yep. So sit cross-legged. And rest your hands. We're going to do some neck work. We haven't done that in the last few classes series. Yeah, so let's just close your eyes and move your head around a little bit. Just kind of turn it and twist it and feel where your neck maybe feels tight. Good. And then pause with your ears right over your shoulders. Take a breath in and then slowly drop your chin towards your chest. Hold it there for a few breaths just to check into your back of your neck and see how it's feeling today. And then slowly bring your head back up. And then slowly tilt your head over to the side, over to your left side. So what we were laughing about as we were opening up is that this music is so wonderful. It was created by Bryan for the show specifically. And they were saying, well, maybe we should put words to it. Maybe we should make a little song. So Andrea and Bryan doing yoga. That's why we were having a good laugh. Come back up. So we've taken classical yoga and poses, turn your head away from the television, turning over your shoulder, and making them more accessible, and also in the sense of finding the joy in the journey, having some fun with it. Come back to center. And turn the other way.
We're doing neck work right now, awakening our necks. My mom and dad have been coming to my class in Fort Smith.
Come back to center. And let's glide the shoulder blades up the back, yes.
Yeah, coming to my class for a while. And not too long after my mom and dad were coming to the class, my dad came up to me after class one day and he said, "Son, your mom and I are really enjoying yoga. Look." And he started doing this, and I said, "What's the matter, Dad? Are you having a fit?"
Wait, show again.
He was showing me how much he can move his neck. And my dad just celebrated his 75th birthday.
If you can meet Chap, he's amazing. And he's a retired truck driver. You wouldn't think he'd ever do yoga. And he's
in there with the best of just
he is in the best.
Moving and doing.
Everybody
can do yoga.
All right,
right.
so let's take our arms out in front of us, speaking of different yoga poses and moves, and turn your palms to face each other, and then just take your arms straight up. Good. Reach up. And just take them straight back down again. Stop when they're parallel to the floor. Energize the hands, spread the fingers. Inhale, take them straight up. We're just doing some movement here for the arms and the shoulders. Bring them back down. These are great, just restorative if you've come from having some shoulder work. A lot of people nowadays are hearing about this whole thing of rotator cuff injury. Come back down.
Now, if it hurts when you lift, stop.
Right.
Don't go too far.
Right. And so you can stop partway up, halfway up. Yeah, right. Now, take your arms to your side and lift your arms up overhead, parallel to your ears. Bend your right elbow and reach over with your left hand. Now, let's show them what they can do. Yeah, you can go underneath if this doesn't work for you to reach overhead. Excellent. And stay here for a few breaths, just pulling the elbow to midline. And then I always like to tell people, think about pushing your head into the headrest of your car without lifting the chin much. There you go. And then lean with us here. Lean over to your left. Slowly anchor into your right leg. Breathe. There you go.
And this stretch gets the side body stretch. Oh, yeah.
And then back up again. Take your arms straight up. Let's bend the left elbow. Reach overhead. Pull your elbow to midline or reach underneath. Good. First, start with aligning your head, pressing the back of your head into your arm, into the headrest of your car. And then start to lean over to your right, anchoring into your left thigh. Good. And then back up. And release your arms. Now there's another nice one, is self-hug. So take the left arm, grab the right shoulder and the right hand underneath. I like this. And then inhale, bring your elbows up. And we'll start to round forward, round forward. And inhale back up again.
Now this is moving our spine forward and backward, the 2 of the 6 directions of movement of the spine that we need to do every day.
Yes. I have a great partner back bend I learned the other night. You can almost show them on the show, but it's pretty intense. And then release. So you had your left arm on top. Let's change and put the right arm. We'll do that again. And even if you're sitting in the couch and you said, oh, I'm not going to get down on the floor, just do this self-hug. You can just be right on your couch. A lot of this shoulder work you can do is help release tension from the day. Maybe you've been at a job where you've had to deal with a lot of doing customer service, and you just can't seem to make those customers happy. And then release. So and when that happens, we lots of times put the tension on ourselves, and then it goes into our bodies. So this is a nice way to just get that out of there. Good. Another one I want you to do with us is you take your arms out again, the eagle. And we did the self-hug. So if eagle is not accessible to you yet, do the self-hug again. Lift your right arm higher than your left, cross your elbows, bend them, and bring your hands together. So what I'm doing now is you start to turn your elbows to the side, and you turn your head the opposite. Yeah. And back to center. And go the other way. Just gentle warm-ups for the shoulders. And release your arms and take the other side. Opposite elbow crosses. Beautiful. First, take it to your right, looking over your left shoulder. Back to center. And the other way. Keeping a nice straight spine. And back to center. Good. And release your arms. Roll your shoulders again. I like to do this thing with my shoulders, is take them up and then bring them towards each other, like squeezing them in towards the spine. Like you're trying to kiss your spine with your shoulder blades. You're really draw them back. And then just let them release. Let's try that again. Take them up and squeeze them back. Yeah. And then release. One more time. Take them up, draw them back, and release. Well, those are some nice shoulder workout with Sukhasana. Do you want to take us into our Balasana, new Balasana sequence?
Certainly. We're going to use a blanket to cushion our knees.
Okay.
If you're on a hardwood floor, if you're on carpet, you choose wisely for yourself.
No, you choose for me.
Okay, use your blanket.
Okay.
And we're on all fours. For this sequence, your toes stay pointed back. We're not turning them under to grip, but you let your toes stay back. You come down on all fours. You can adjust as necessary. You see us wiggling all over the place, adjusting our bodies. Take your hands toward the front of your mat, just out in front of you, so they're ahead of your shoulders. Take an inhale in place. Exhale, take your sitting bones, your glutes, back toward your heels. They don't have to touch. Just come back as far as is right. And come up on all fours. That's an inhale. Now exhale, round your back like a cat, like a Halloween cat. And then when you inhale, you sway your back. If you want to take it deep, you can take your hips down, your thighs to the top of the mat, and your heart lifts. Not as deep if it's not right.
This is a good stretch after lunch.
Oh yeah, exhale, sitting bones back toward your heels. That's the flow. Come up on all fours. That's an inhale. Exhale, round your back and stretch. Inhale, sway, coming into Cobra pose.
This stretches the front of the belly, isn't it? Nice, and then gives the
Front
back
of the
bend.
hips. Exhale, sitting bones toward your heels. Several more times. Come up on all fours. Exhale, round and tuck your chin.
You know, I was a friend of mine who's
Come forward.
runs a heat and air business, and he said that he has back trouble, and somebody showed him, I think he said it was a yoga teacher, that showed him to do this pose right here. And he'll do it just about every day, just to release his back. He said, no other yoga. He says, I don't do yoga. He says, if I do that thing you call the Cobra.
Exhale, round. Inhale, sway, and go into the Cobra. Exhale, back. Let's do one more time through. Come up on all fours. Inhale. Exhale, round your back and tuck your chin. Inhale, sway your back, and you may bring your hips down. Exhale. Hips all the way back. Good.
All right, so just stay on all fours, and we're going to do some little variations with all fours, dog pose. So what you do is keep your knees right under your hips. And first of all, just take the right hand off the floor and stretch it forward. Find your balance and stretch it forward. You can shake out the wrist. Just find that balance there with your left hand on the floor. And then press your weight into your right leg, right knee, and take the left leg straight back. Ooh, balance here. And breathe. Just hold it here with us for a few breaths. If you feel a little wobbly, you can always put your hand down. Keep the leg lifted. That's the strength there. And breathe. Good. Now let's bring the right hand down. And it's easy. Bring the hand down before you try to lift the opposite hand.
Yes.
We're not going to be levitating here today. And you take the left arm out in front of you and stretch the right leg back. Take the toes towards the floor so you're extending through the back of the leg from the hamstrings to the calf muscle to the Achilles into the heel. Good.
Now unlock your supporting elbow so that, yeah.
Good point. Even yoga teachers are coachable.
Yes, hopefully we are.
And then bring your hand down, bring your knee down. All right. So we're going to go through this as a flow. We'll show you the other way, the other part of the flow, okay? So then now what you do is we're going to open up to the sides. We're going to do a Parshva dog. Turn your left toes to the side.
Just a little bit.
Just
Don't
a
put
little
the hip
bit,
at a
yeah.
bind.
Don't put the hip behind. Leave your left hand on the floor. Take your right leg straight back. And then turn your toes to your heel to the mat. Open up to the side. Side dog. And then see if you can stay right here. Keep the hand going up to the ceiling or take it over your ear. And then see if with that counterbalance, with the hand stretching towards away from your leg, see if you can lift your left leg. Whoa, balance. Breathe. So you're lifting the same leg and the same arm versus what we were doing. The opposite was opposite leg, opposite arm. Now bring your hand down. That'd be kind of hard to do, I think.
We'll see.
Turn your toes out. Stretch that left leg back. Turn the inside of the foot to the floor. Lift your left arm. Now you can stay right here and keep the pose this way, or take the hand over, the arm overhead for a little counterbalance here. So you reach out through the arm and you start to lift your foot, lift your leg. Breathe. Good. Come back down. Bring your left hand down. Bring your left knee down. We straighten the right arm out in front of us. We take the left leg back and hold. Breathe. Keep the navel drawing to your spine so you keep the abdominals engaged. Protect your low back. And then bring your hand down. Bring your knee down. Other side. Hope you're joining us here. This strengthens the back muscles, the paraspinal muscles, the shoulders, the glutes. Breathe. Don't lock that elbow. I say that because I did it myself.
Are you locking?
Yes. Bring your hand down. And let's open up to your right. Take your toes out to the side. Stretch that right leg back. Take the arm up. If you're just joining us, look at what we're doing first and then see if you care to join us. Take the arm overhead. And that counter pose helps you lift up the back leg. Breathe. Oh, I bet you feel this I feel this in my glutes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then bring your foot down. And hand down. Knee down. One more time. Over to the other side. Take the leg back. First, take the arm up and open up. Reach it overhead and see if with that reaching of the arm, if you feel you can actually just start to lift the leg, your foot off the floor. Breathe. Join us here. And then put your foot down. All right, we need to get some wrist release here. Sit back if you want to sit on your heels or sit on your knees and just shake your hands out. So you're going to move us into our Anantasana.
The infinity pose.
Wow. I think we need a strap for this. I think you'll need a strap for this.
So let's just open our blankets so we're going to be on our
sideways?
sides. We're going to just share our space here rather than rearrange.
All right. Thank you. So a strap, and you've watched these series enough, you probably own your own yoga strap by now and your own yoga mat. But if you don't, a belt off of your bathrobe would work, an old silk tie, men's tie would work fine.
I've tried it. Jumper cables are a little bulky.
Yeah, and dental floss is a little too cuts into your foot too much.
No.
Ribbon,
That's
you
right.
know. So if you have questions, you can always visit us at VariYoga.com or ARYoga.com. Send us an email. Tell us what you think, what you want us to add to the show. Okay. So what?
Now we're going to lay on our side. So we're
Okay.
mirror imaging you. So you're going to lay on your right side. We're going to lay on our left. So when you come over to your side, you can extend your legs a little bit, but not fully. So your choice now. You can come all the way down and support your head with your arm, or you can keep your head up and your hand supports it.
Brian, I think that's a little dangerous. If I put my head down, I'm just going to go to sleep.
I didn't know what danger you were talking about there. So yeah, no
I'm just
head
going to
down.
fall asleep if I put my head down, so I'm staying up on my elbow.
So stay up on your elbow. Now, this top leg, which is your at home, is your left leg and our right leg. So just turn the knee and take it up so the knee is up. Now, if you're using a strap or a bathrobe belt or whatever you've got, just put it around the ball of your foot. And then extend your leg out. Some will be a little off the floor like this. Some will be higher up. If you have a greater range of motion, it's going to go up higher. Some of you may have the ability to just hold your foot with your hand, and it's all right either way. Now we're going to add balance to this. The leg that's down, that's bent, your right leg is on the floor. Now you straighten it out, and suddenly we move into a balance pose. And because you're using the strap, it can be low, it can be medium, it can be way over, whichever is right for your range of motion. And this becomes a balance pose, lying down. Imagine that. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths. It's a strong hip opening pose. Now we're going to go into another position. So you bend your knee, and you can keep holding the strap. Just hold the foot with your hand, and then take your knee down and your foot behind you, and this stretches your quads. Do you feel that on the front of your thigh?
Yes. We still
good.
keep the bottom leg straight.
You still keep the bottom leg straight.
I like that.
Good. Now let's take it up again. Take that leg up again.
And we pull
Small
it
amount,
towards
a medium amount, or way high up.
People are going to tune in right now and go, what are they doing?
You don't have to go this far.
Splits. Lying down.
And now you bend the knee again.
But I know a lot of you students that watch this and you've been commenting, so you love all the variety that's on, and it's never the same, which we like to do because we don't want you to get bored. And you just never know what, each morning you tune in, you go, wow, what are we going to have today? As a lady the other day called me and she said, I loved your show this morning. It was all on hip openers. It's like, good. We try to keep it varied for you. That's VariYoga. So you keep coming back to the Jones television on channel 22 to get your yoga.
Good.
You're going to go up
And
again?
then release. You want to go one more time? Okay, take it back up. Yeah, we have time today.
We do.
And then one more time, take it back.
Take it back. We got to go to the other side to do this. Really
Actually, we're going to do
nice.
something else while we're here. It'll take just a few seconds.
Okay.
So take your strap and just put it down. Straighten your leg out. Adjust your clothing as necessary. Now your left hand supports. And just lift your leg up off the floor. This works your IT band. Rather than being support, lower it down. Lift it again. And down. And one more time, lift it up. Really helps strengthen the muscles on the outside of your thigh. And now we're going to change on the mat. So we come up, we're going to flip our mats over, because if we just rolled over, we'd face the back wall.
Can we just flip this way? Like this?
Well, yeah. But I'd be all off my mat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you don't want to be off your mat.
No.
You're going to be on your blankie.
That's right. So I'm going to scoot over here.
Okay.
I'll scoot down a little bit.
Okay. All these adjustments for you.
That's right.
Yes.
Now we get to lay down again. No sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can bend your knees as you're coming down onto your side. And your hand supports your head.
Or you can stay up a little higher if you think getting that far down, you're going to fall asleep. You can stay up like me behind Brian without putting your head down.
So you put the strap around the ball of your foot. Take your leg out. For some, it's going to be low. Some, it's going to be higher. And for some of you, it's going to be like, whoa. Oh, you don't have to do that.
And we straighten that bottom leg. Okay.
Yeah, straighten the bottom leg, and it becomes a balance.
But now, if they really can't, again, the variation would be you can bend the bottom knee, please. If you're feeling like you straighten your leg, you're like, whoa, I can't hold on here. You feel like you're on a tightrope. Bend the knee. Yeah, we want you to get the benefit, the stretch for the legs. Good. Have fun with it.
Now, you bend the knee and hold the foot. Bring the heel around towards your glute and feel that stretch on the front of your thigh.
Oh, yeah. It's a good runner's stretch.
Excellent. It's a great inner thigh stretch, too. You know, we do inner thigh stretches because it affects our circulation to our legs.
Yeah.
It also affects circulation to the groin area to help with the health of that area of
Well,
our
you know,
body.
this is a great runner's sequence. You know, you can just, because you're stretching your hamstrings, and then you turn around, you stretch your quad. It's a nice, easy thing. I bet you we'll start seeing some runners doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Again.
Yeah, I really believe in keeping our legs stretched out, because the muscles of the legs govern the back. If they're tight, and if you think about our daily life, either you have a job where you stand all the time, or you have a job where you sit most of the time. You know, not many people have what we got.
Doing yoga all the time.
Doing yoga all the time.
I love it.
Okay, is that
Now
it?
we come out and we take the strap, put it down.
I'm forgetting now what we do.
Adjust
the
the clothing,
clothing.
yes.
And then.
And
Oh
then
yeah,
your,
just
your
the leg. Oh
right
yeah.
hand can support
Woo-hoo.
it now, and you lift up. Very good. Take it down. Just lift it up and lower it. Again, lift it up and lower it. One more time.
Okay, one more time.
And lower it. Can we just
Nap
roll
time?
over? Yeah.
Stay on your stomach right there. Let's
Okay.
just do a little, join us right here.
Oh,
Just
great.
do a little background, a little Sphinx pose. Yeah, so just roll here. And what you want to do is your elbows are right underneath your shoulders, and press your hands into the floor, and then just pull the shoulder blades back and down. I feel this right in the front of my torso, right down around my abdomen. Good. It's called the Sphinx. And what we're going to do is change it a little bit in a variation on a cobra or an up dog, a variation in either one of those, because it's a back bend. So you keep your hands where they are, and you start to just lift your elbows off the floor, pushing yourself. Watch your back. Beautiful.
Draw your low belly in. That will help
Yeah.
support your low back to engage your lower abdominal muscles just a little.
Yes. And then we lower back down. Stay here with the elbows on the floor. Relax your neck so you're not tensing in the upper trapezius.
You know, babies do that when they're first starting to sit up and push up. They'll get in a position similar to this and push.
Let's go do it again.
And lift up.
Love this.
Connect with your inner child.
And then come back down. Relax the neck. We're going to do it one more time. Key thing is sometimes people will push up in this pose and they'll have your shoulders up here around your ears. You want them down. Lengthen the neck. Lengthen the trapezius. So come up, elbows off the floor. Draw your navel in, as Brian said. And then release.
All the way down.
All the way down. Let's push back in pose of a child. You come into pose of a child. It's a counter pose for that back bend we just did. You just bring your big toes together, knees wide apart, and just bring yourself down. Now, you could do a pose the way Brian's doing it here, or I'll put my hands out in front of me and stack one hand on top of the other. That'll help you support your head if you can't go all the way down. I have a feeling this show is coming to an end. I'm so glad you joined us. We've got one more sequence to show you. It's a nice one to just wind out to wind down. And I think we've traded mats now.
That's okay.
It's okay. So open up your blankets if you've got them. We're going to lie on our backs. Pull the knees into the chest. Some of the favorite moves that most of our students love is the knees coming into the chest. Releasing the low back. And then push the knees away from you. We've done this before in class. You're just pushing the knees away and then pulling the knees in. It doesn't always have to be every show doesn't have to be something different. We want to bring some things in so you can remember. This is a nice sequence to do as you're winding down and moving into your Shavasana. Good. Now set both feet to the mat, and I want you to straighten your right leg. Straighten your right leg to the floor. We're going to mirror you. Bring your left foot and just bring it up to the inside of your right thigh, and take your right hand, gently put on the outside of your left knee, and gently take the knee over to this right with your left hand out from your shoulder. Just a gentle twist. Respect to your sacrum. Some you can go really far. Others just like you start to feel some tightness in the back. Don't go past that. The back is talking to you. Breathe. Back up.
Sometimes the belly talks too.
Yeah, straighten the other opposite leg. Yeah, and then take your knee over the other way. Oh, and you can turn, stretch that arm out from the shoulder straight out, and you can turn your gaze that way. Yeah, it depends on when you're watching the show or when you're filming it. It's after lunch. Good. And then back up. Now bend both knees. Let's do one with the knees, both knees bent. Take them over to your right. One more time. You take the right hand, place it on your left thigh. Twist a little deeper. Good. We're going to move from here. Back up, knees up, and over to your other side. Yeah. And then back up. Ready to straighten your legs on the floor, Bryan?
Yes.
Let's take one leg out and then the other. If you need to prop your knees up with a blanket or a pillow, do that. We're going to lie into Shavasana here, Bryan and I. Start from the crown of your head, letting the energy release out of the head, down the back, down your legs, into your feet. And from the crown of the head, down the head, through the shoulders, and then the arms. So we thank you for joining us, being part of this yoga journey with Andrea and Bryan, to the path of VariYoga.